Okay, we're on the north side of the structure. The north side of the structure. And the roof, right in here, the underlayment underneath the shingles is properly done. We have parge coat. It's like a cake frosting. And we have weep holes. Homeownership 101. All roofs leak. All walls leak. We designed them to shed water faster than they accept it. So that's why we have weep holes there. Because eventually water is going to get behind the wall. Or even if it's water vapor and it has a place to escape, it's just being trapped, encapsulated in the wall. We have continuous soffit vents. In the attic, we noticed that we have continuous soffit baffles, so that is a good thing. This is a post-tension slab foundation. This is the neighbor's house, and I was here earlier before the parge coat, and I do know that it's the post-tension cable slab. Now, these roof penetrations right here for the plumbing. Those are little jacks, jackets, boots, okay? If you have the proper model, you won't have buckling behind it. And behind that, and there's a roof video, you got buckling, and this happens on this one, and one on the other side. This one over here, not so much. That one too. This one, and one on the other side. We're on the north slope. Rain gutters are below grade. One thing I haven't noticed, and I might yet, I don't see a lawn sprinkler weather sensor. So we're moving on along. Okay, that's good. I checked him. This is for the water heater, and the gas supply valve needs to be adjusted, but the pressure relief valve drain line is not supposed to discharge higher from the ground than 6 inches. This is called an expansion or a control joint. They've been filling these. I can't find anything wrong with this guy. I just can't. I tried. Tried real hard. Lawn sprinkler heads should not be closer to a structure than 12 inches. Grounding rods. This is your second one over here. Grounding rods are supposed to be buried. It's not an 8-foot rod. That's a 7-foot 6-inch rod. Now, if an electrician can put a voltage meter on here and he can test the resistance and it meets a certain requirement, then you're fine, and you probably are fine. But that's not the way it's written. That's not the way it goes. Those are supposed to be buried. This is your electric meter. This is the gas on the north side of the garage. We have a pest control system in place. Water pressure, what do we got here? We got over 80 psi. Got a little over 80 psi. Maximum is 70. Excuse me. Maximum is 80. You're a little high. Trees should not be placed closer than 25 feet to a slab foundation to allow for the branches and the growth. Now it's going to take a while, I get that. And you don't have much yard, I get that too. But that's the way it's supposed to go. Coming in here. It's labeled. We have some instructions. We have permits. This is not supposed to be hand labeled. It's supposed to have some duplicity. So we're coming over here and we're looking up. This is called the lintel. This little metal thing right across here. It's called the lintel, and that supports the brickwork. And already today, well, we got a little crack between the soldier bricks up here. We got a crack between the soldier bricks here. We got a crack between the soldier bricks here, going on, extending on further. We got 2 more cracks between the soldier bricks here. So this lintel, you get a span like this, inevitably, you're going to get some cracks above your garage car entry. Those aren't large today, but this house is, what, 7 weeks old? Not 7 years old, 7 weeks old. And we got these cracks like that. I'm very suspicious of the level about its performance. Here we got a little vertical crack between the brick and mortar right up here in this corner. Wood mulch underneath the drip line. Wood mulch underneath the drip line on a structure that's conducive to wood destroying insects. Coming on along inside the portico. Nothing too exciting here. That's what we want. We want the world's most boring video. Sometimes I deliver. Okay. This is the check valve for the lawn sprinkler system. And the floor of this irrigation box is supposed to be lined with gravel so that dirt doesn't wash back up in there. As you can see, the ground is saturated. I like to do a meter test. I like to talk about that. But we're not going to do that today. It's pretty much buried, inaccessible. Shameless self-promotion. It's the plug for good home inspection. That's what the front of the house looks like. Let's move on along. Coming over here. See the way that wall flashing comes down to that corner of the rain gutter right in there? There should be kick-out flashing right there, so the water doesn't spill down the wall over time and stain it. It's a white wall. We're really more worried about water getting behind the wall. But since you got a white wall, we can call that to your attention. These are the sewer cleanouts. I'm not finding a main water shutoff valve. There might be one in the garage. Those painters are in love with me, man. I just cannot get out from underneath them. There's a crack. See that kick-out flashing right there? That's what you should have over there. Retaining walls, if they are twice their height away from the structure, then in theory this will never have any effect on the structure. This is beyond the scope of this inspection report. 45-degree angle, if you will. In theory, I mean, it's beyond the scope, but in theory you'll never have a problem with that. In the meantime, it's new. I'm not going to see anything wrong with that. I mean, I don't see anything wrong with that. I apologize. I don't see anything wrong with it. I don't know how it was installed either. I don't remember this wall being here when I was here originally. I was parked right there. So I don't know if they've got tiebacks, dead men, geogrid. I don't know if any of that stuff was installed. We'd like to believe that it was. And it may be a community thing too. It might not even be the homeowner's responsibility. You probably want to check that out for sure. Coming on along. This vent right here, that's your fresh air induction vent into the house because it's a tight house. So we need to introduce fresh air. And in this part of the country, screens are allowed there. Preferred even to keep birds out and such. It's on the south side of the house too. If this is a different part of the country, or if it's on the north side of the house, that could freeze over and starve your furnace. Statistically, I think your odds are pretty good about that not happening. Coming on along. Had some on the other side, but my boyfriend was over there. Okay, these are expansion control joints. Control joints is what I call them. Some people call them expansion joints. Call it what you will, but these are necessary, just like the joints in the street, because we know this is going to move. So instead of making jagged old cracks, we control them. works. And then I've got another video on the exterior wall that I'm going to show where these do not have a weep screed. I'm going to give you a glance here, but I'm just not seeing it. Anytime you have a stucco finish like this, it's supposed to have a weep screed. Over here, the underlayment was fine. In the video, over the garage, it was almost not, I didn't even think you had underlayment, it was so short. We've got a gas valve here. You can put a grill out here. Check with the grill manufacturer. Some grills, you know, that's air intake into your attic. That's where the smoke will go. So, just check with the manufacturer. I'd probably put a grill back here, but I don't always do the smartest things. Have to check the other inspection report, see if stands were installed underneath there. Over here, the underlayment is beneath the drip edge flashing. I'm not seeing, oh, there it is. Right at the end. Okay. This is a weather sensor for your lawn sprinkler system. It should sit like that. There you go. And that concludes the tour.